I tell you, this man is so busy covering business news here in Orange County. It's Orange County Register business columnist Jonathan Lansner, who joins us live from the Register building in Santa Ana. Jonathan, how are you?
Doing fine. How are you guys?
Good, thanks. What's this curious benchmark that the Orange County housing market has hit?
Well, I don't know if it's curious or meaningful, but in July, for the 22nd straight month, there were less buyers this year than were a year ago. It's one of the many benchmarks we watch to see the momentum of the real estate market. And the last time we had 22 months in a row to the downside was 1989 to 1991, and that was the beginning of the very ugly 1990s real estate market. Whether this is a coincidence or a precursor is, the $64 billion question.
What is the big difference?
Well, two things struck me in looking at the market from then and today. One of the big things is back then the builders, the new home market was much bigger slice of the pie, about 20% of the market at that time. Now it's about 13%. Why is that significant? Well, the builders are in the business of selling homes. Me and you own a home, and if we sell, we do. If not, we'll wait another year or two until we get the price we want. And the builders tend to be very aggressive on discounting, so maybe one reason we haven't seen as steep price drop this time around as we did the last time so far is the fact that the builders had much more of a say, so to speak, in the market than they do today. The other thing that struck me is somewhat different, is the financing. The last time around, we had a lot of fixed rate financing the last time. As you all know, we've had a lot of variable rate financing this time, and that may not bode well for this time because the variable financing in a rising rate environment means that homes are going to get far more expensive, or at least your mortgage payment is. The last time people were paying 8–10% to start with and rates went down, that probably helped make the last cycle, as painful it was, even somewhat less painful. This time around it's going to be a big challenge.
Are there any differences or similarities between then and now with the condo market?
Well, the condo market the last time did surprisingly well in the early part of the downturn. This time has not been pretty for the condo market. The condo market sales from the year before this 22-month cycle began to the last year of the last year, I mean, it's off almost 50% in sales volume, and basically if you own a condo, you've probably realized it's a very hard thing to sell these days. And the last time the thing that sort of got hurt first was the single family resales, and they're not doing much better than the condos, but clearly not as damaged as the condo market has been so far. And we've seen this, we've talked about it the last several times. The bottom end of the market this time around is being hardest hit. One reason clearly is the fact that some of the loans that got people in a couple of years ago no longer exist.
Where do the sales seem to be dropping the fastest?
You're saying which segment of the market?
Yeah,
I mean, it's clearly anything, however you define the lower end. The neighborhoods that have the cheaper homes, the central part of Orange County seems to be taking the hardest. Even in the higher end markets, the cheaper homes tend to make it. And it comes down, I think, to the financing, which we discussed, and two, people who are buying more affordable homes probably are stretching a bit. And when you're stretching a bit and you look at a market that's perhaps falling, you don't have the deep pocket to sort of put it all on 00 and bet on a house.
Yeah, how's this affecting the real estate job market?
Well, one of the more troubling numbers I've seen in the past few days is, the job count that came out for July, and it was disappointing. Basically we lost about 5,000 real estate and finance jobs year over year, and that's the worst performance since 1993. And we all know real estate's been a huge driver in this economy for about a decade, and to see it taking a hit like this, it's got to be a concern for a lot of people, and not just people in the real estate market. Those people buy cars, those people buy newspapers, those people watch TV and shop locally and spend money, and so it's a real reason to be worried at this point. Not that it means that the end is near, but it's certainly another reason to take a gulp when you think about the local economy.
Good. You can read Jonathan in the marketplace section of the Register. Thanks so much. Talk to you soon.
My pleasure.
John.